This video will be a quick review of a Corgeut Model 2010 automatic watch, which is an obvious homage to the original Tudor Black Bay released in 2012, Model 79220N. This particular watch has a black bezel insert, black dial, and silver hands and silver accents on the hour markers. So this watch is kind of a replica of the newest Tudor release, also known as the Black Monochrome. All right, let's talk dimensions. We have a 41 millimeter bezel diameter. Now the bezel sits flush with the case, so we also have a 41 millimeter case diameter. We have a 14 millimeter thickness, including the slightly domed sapphire crystal. We have a lug-to-lug dimension of 50 millimeters. Now, fortunately, this bracelet does have female solid end links, so the end links do not add any lug-to-lug width on the wrist. We have a lug width of 22 millimeters. So overall, the dimensions are very, very similar to the original Black Bay that was released in 2012, except for the thickness. This thickness is 14 millimeters, and the original Black Bay ETA version was 12.7 millimeters. So this watch, being an homage to the original Tudor Black Bay Model 79220 that was released in 2012 with the ETA movement, has a very similar dial. We've got the smiley text at 6 o'clock, which looks exactly like the original Black Bay. We have a Corgeut logo at 12 o'clock. And one thing that is different is that this one has a date at 3. The original did not. Now this particular version of this watch is a monochrome black, so it has a black aluminum bezel insert, which is flat black, and the dial is also flat black. Features white markings for the minute indices, and it has silver accents on the hands and hour markers. And we can see a snowflake hour hand along with a snowflake second hand. The case and bracelet are solid steel. We can see radial brushing on the top of the case, along with highly polished flanks on the side. We have a polished chamfer that also runs along the top of the case. So this is very, very true to the original Tudor Black Bay. Now this crown at 7.5 millimeters is sterile. There's no logo there. Along with the case back is also sterile, and it does have a screw down case back. It has a sapphire crystal, which is slightly domed, and I believe it's double domed because there's very little distortion at certain angles. Now, it does not appear to have any anti-reflection coating because it's picking up a lot of reflection in my house. The bezel action is a 90-click rotating bezel. It has a coin edge knurling. Now, it's not the easiest one to purchase here, so it's a little difficult to get a hold of it and rotate it. It does have a little bit of back play in the motion as well, so not a great bezel action, very difficult to grab. I'm not sure if that's true with the original Tudor Black Bay or not. And let's go ahead and check the alignment. Yeah, this is really difficult to do on camera. Let's see. I think we can get it aligned pretty well just because of the amount of back play that's in the bezel. So actually that looks pretty good right there. Underneath the screw-down case back is a Seiko/TMI NH35 automatic movement that beats at 3 Hertz or 6 ticks per second, has a date at 3 o'clock, includes hacking, automatic, and manual winding. The watch features an unsigned screw-down crown. It has a black anodized crown tube to replicate the original Black Bay as well. The all stainless steel construction bracelet features 22 millimeter solid female end links. There's no male component that protrudes from the case. My only complaint with the end links is that underneath on these corners, they're a little bit sharp. I think Corgeut could have done a better job of smoothing those for us. The bracelet itself goes from 22 millimeters down to 18 millimeters at the clasp. You notice a 3-link oyster style bracelet, which is fully brushed, except for the flanks are highly polished. Also notice the absence of any rivets. So this is also true to the original Black Bay, which also did not have any rivets on the links. The links are held together with screw pins. The clasp assembly is also very true to the original Black Bay. We see the Corgeut logo engraved on the safety clasp. It has 3 holes of micro adjustment. There is room for a 4th, and I kind of wish Corgeut would have put a 4th one in there, but maybe they're trying to keep it true to the original. If we open up the clasp, we'll see that this also has the ceramic spring-loaded bearings for retention of the clasp assembly. Has a milled scissor hinge assembly here. So overall, this is a very substantial clasp assembly, and I guess we'll see how it holds up over time. And here's a shot on my 6.5-inch wrists. I removed 2 links to size it to my wrist, and I'm on the inside of the micro adjustment there. I believe this will fit probably up to about an 8-inch wrist without any issue. Anything more than that, you might need to get extra links. Let's perform a lume test. Off to the left is our Corgeut. Next to that is a Steel Dive SD 1953, then a San Martin and a Seiko 5 on the right. You can see our initial test here. The hands on the Corgeut look a bit weak, but the dial is pretty promising and is holding up well against the others. After about 20 minutes, we can see the hands and the bezel pip have completely faded on the Corgeut, so unfortunately they are weak. This might be a situation where I actually upgrade the hands to some C3 snowflake hands for better performance. So what are my overall views of this watch? Well, if you like the Tudor Black Bay and you want to try one out, as far as the sizing, this would be a good way to go. I only paid about $55 US for this watch on AliExpress. So for that kind of money, you really can't go wrong. It's a nice, substantial watch. It fits fairly well on my smaller 6.5-inch wrist. I don't know if I'd recommend it for any smaller wrists than that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty nice watch. I like the looks and the style of it. I like the all black monochrome look to it. I like the bracelet and clasp assembly. So overall, I think it's a good buy. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, and thank you for watching.